But this postseason, he's shooting 28% on jumpers, 16% on three-pointers. Most remarkably, 46% at the free throw line. That's not because he forgot how to shoot free throws. That's in his head. He's not my favorite player. But Kevin Durant too often talks about how he doesn't care about the critics, and we found out he had a Twitter burner account. And Aaron Rodgers always tells us he doesn't care about the critics, but why is he always talking about them? And Westbrook has spent a career dismissing the media as irrelevant, and he doesn't hear it. Then why is he shooting 46% from the free throw line? That's in his head. He hears the critics. I actually have sympathy for him. I don't like to see great athletes struggle. But a new rule in sports, when you put on the Captain America shield and puff out your chest and say, you guys are irrelevant, I don't ever read any of it. Yeah, you do. You probably are making a point that's pretty less than subtle that you hear almost all of it. Russell right now, the game is in his head. And he hears the critics chirping. And he knows he's unraveled before. Do I think he plays better tonight? Absolutely. He's inconsistent, but he's not bad. He's great. He's just wildly inconsistent in the playoffs. Here's Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
Lots of deals getting done right now. DeAndre Hopkins and the Cardinals have agreed to a contract extension. It's reportedly a 2-year extension worth $54.5 million. The deal amounts to $27.25 million in new money per year in 2023 and 2024. And it includes a $42.75 million guarantee at signing.
Well, this is why he wanted an extension and Houston wasn't going to give him one. So they're going to be an interesting team. But boy, you got to play the Niners twice, the Seahawks twice, the Rams twice. Just take away the players for a second. Pete Carroll, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan are 6 of your games, and you're Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, it's reasonable to say they're going to get out-coached at least 6 times. I mean, you're talking about 3 of the best coaches in the football. DeAndre Hopkins isn't putting game plans together.
But I don't hate this deal because they got him knowing that they had to pay him.
Yes.
And he is a top receiver in the league, and you want to give your young quarterback weapons, reliable weapons. Last year, he had 104 receptions, a little over 1,000 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. Their top 2 wide receivers in 2019 were Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. 75 receptions, 804 yards, 4 touchdowns for Larry Fitzgerald. 68 receptions, 709 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Christian Kirk. So this is a number 1 receiver, and he needed to get paid. So he had 3 years left on his original contract, so the extension pushes the total value to $94 million over 5 years. It does sound like a lot, and you are right, but you got to pay somebody.
Yeah. And
I don't hate that it's DeAndre Hopkins. He deserved the money, and like I said, you want to give your young quarterback pieces, reliable pieces. You know what DeAndre Hopkins is, and it just shores up your receiving core, so that part of your team is taken care of. So the Jets aren't projected to be a top team this season. And GM Joe Douglas is very aware that most don't believe his team will be very good in 2020. He said, our guys don't live in a bubble. We see the things that are said. We see the things that are written. You know, it angers a lot of people.
I think that helps for about a half. And then it comes down to your players and coaches.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not into the rah-rah, everybody doesn't like us thing. That works for the Patriots, but the Patriots are a dynasty. So
I will say this. In the first 2 weeks, they play Buffalo's defense. If the offensive line is better, because they really committed to it. They went and drafted a left tackle. They went and paid for a right tackle. If the offensive line is better, then they're going to be a fun team to watch. But it all starts there because they're not good enough elsewhere to overcome that. I'll watch them in the first 2 weeks. If Darnold has, and he didn't last year, if they figured out the tackle position, at least I can go, they could go on a winning streak. A team possible of winning 3 or 4 straight. Because last year at the end, the protection was bad. The receivers were bad. And
also Sam Darnold was sick. So we pretty much knew that the season was done when he was out for a couple weeks with mono. They're not going to have that this year. You said that they're going to go 6-10.
I don't think they lost C.J. Mosley and Jamal Adams, and they don't have a number 1 receiver. I think in this league, you can't lose players like that
No, my thing with the Jets is this. I like Sam Darnold. I don't love him as much as you do, but I like Sam Darnold. I'd like to see the Jets be competitive. I was a Jet fan for one whole year, and it was wonderful. They're a fun team when they're competitive.
Yeah.
My question is this. I don't think that Adam Gase is the guy there. I don't. We do this all the time with players, right? Like, while a player can't get along with any coach, and it's like after a while we're like, okay, it's the player. How many stars can you not get along with?
Well,
after a while, it's like, okay.
Even ask yourself this. So Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Adams, even ask yourself this. C.J. Mosley opt out. Is it possible we don't know that, but maybe Adam Gase and Mosley aren't tight? Like, C.J. Mosley got a big check. I haven't seen him play more than a game yet. So do we know that relationship's great?
I don't know. I just think that it's look, anytime anyone is doubting you or saying that you're not good, of course it's going to put a little fire in you, right? These guys are still professionals. They're still, in the top 1% of what they do in the entire world. But I just don't know if all the pieces that are there are going to work. And I don't know if Gase is the guy to put them together. I don't know if that's crazy to say that. It's what have we seen from you in the last couple of years that would steer us to feel any other way than that? It's a little bit Cleveland-like. Like, okay, made a lot of moves. Go out there and play and show us.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to do that. So Cam Newton and Bill Belichick they seem to have no problems at all in building their new relationship. Cam recently said it was a match made in heaven with the Patriots. And Belichick also continues to praise his new quarterback.
He's come in and done everything we've asked him to do. He works hard. He's obviously a very talented player, and looking forward to continue to work with him. So, we'll just take it day by day. But he's given us everything he's had, and we've tried to put the team in the best position we can competitively.
Not much time for him. He's had how many practices? This is a rough. 8 guys opt out.
No, it's a tough situation for Cam.
Brutal.
But we're not looking at the situation as a permanent situation for Cam, right? For me, it's all about what Belichick says. I respect Belichick too much to assume that this is not all pre-planned, right? This is all just a big masterful.
I totally agree.
It's like you were watching Bob Ross do the paintings, and it's not together until he puts the little final highlights on it, and you step back, and then you see the masterpiece. It's kind of what's happening here. Belichick never said anything nice about Tom Brady, like ever in his whole career.
Now he loves Cam.
You might be able to go out there and find 1 or 2 clips here and there. I remember us being in shock that he gave the team ball. It was so awkward. And now Cam, it's a match made in heaven, and he's done everything he asked. It's like maybe Brady actually just needs to be coached and treated that way. Is that what it is? Because it seems like Brady got tired of that after a while. So I don't understand.
I cannot.
It's very weird, right?
Over Cam Newton in a Patriot uniform.
I know. This if 2020
it doesn't
get
even
weirder. It's Cam Newton in a Patriots uniform. Tom Brady is playing for another team of all teams, the Buccaneers, and the NFL starts on Sunday. And the NBA is playing.
Crazy. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
By the way, if you didn't see my herd hierarchy, I'll